Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm going to do a weekly update. Here's a dollar. You can see a nice hammer on the dollar close for the week. And you can see how it came down into support and bounced. You can see that hammer on a daily, how it was formed. We got some resistance coming in on that sharp incline. See if the hammer holds on the weekly. Looks like a nice bounce right off of previous support, previous break. And you can see on a monthly, a couple days left for the month. You can see how it came down into support and bounced. S&P looks like closing near its highs. Looks like a little consolidation, broke previous highs, took off on a daily. The reverse head and shoulders is now confirmed, but watch that rolling top as it might just whip right across. You had a little indecision and then breakdown. Breaking previous lows, closed above previous lows. See, find something. See on the 4 hour that rolling over. Got plenty of support coming in. Maybe it needs to fill that gap. Well, we got previous breakout support now. You can see on that 4 hour the closing candle. See if that's a hammer or a hanging man. Soon find out. On the hourly, it looks like a little bounce. See if it can get back into previous lows. But all in all, for a weekly close, certainly had a nice breakout. Watch the daily churn. Dow, nice breakout as well. Breaking previous highs. You can see that rollover coming in as we close the higher low, lower high. And watch how prices will throw back into support. See where it sits. Watch for that steep incline, as this breakout could just easily break back into the pattern and slice right through support. Anything can happen, but it looks like a little rounding top there. Come all the way back into support. Watch for previous low breaks. One thing I was noticing is the Dow and S&P were up for a few days, and then the NASDAQ started to move. Now it's the divergence where S&P and the Dow Jones are going down, and the NASDAQ keeps going up. So what is going to happen, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that you need to watch for divergences and its influence on price change. And a gap. You have a daily hanging man on the NASDAQ. Weekly close, closing near its highs. So watch for an open at the equal top here. Watch for a double top forming for the next week. pretty much straight up. Gold and silver, what a show, what a show. Let's see, let's go to daily. Daily on gold. Pretty badass, almost a perfect hammer. Came down into previous lows, or previous highs, caught a bounce, ran it right up for a nice close. On the other hand, the weekly close, still working at double top. We're closing below previous lows. Watch for a 1-2 punch right across that balance point. We need to get a right shoulder. We got a left shoulder. Let's see if we can get a right shoulder in here somewhere. But we have to push a lot harder than that little hammer on the daily. But pretty nice show. You can see on a daily, you can see the break above 34, coming back into the 34, finding support at previous breaks. Pretty nice. Let's see if we can get this right over the balance point. You can see the move across the 34 is pretty nice. Bullish retracement's coming in. For a monthly, got 2 more days of trading for the monthly. We need to close above previous highs. So far so good. Let's see if we can get above that 34, close the month out. Pretty damn good show though. Let's see on the hourly, see how we can do this. Hourly is putting in a triple top. You got tri-tips here. See where the support lines are. See if we can catch support on the way down. Or watch for previous high breaks. You never know. Be nice to get this thing closing above 12 on a monthly basis. Pretty nice getting into previous lows. Off that 60-minute chart. Silver. What a show on silver. Weekly held the line. Nice reverse head and shoulders forming. Held the line one more time. Came off that neckline. Bounced really hard. Really nice. We're in a pattern. See if we can break outside this pattern, get above 34. For the daily, you can see that bounce. See the left shoulder, the head, now the right shoulder's forming. Came down for a quick punch. Right in and bounced hard. I foresee momentum keep going. It could hit resistance and try one more time. You never know what's going to happen. It's in a range. So watch the bouncing ball outside the channel there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. For the week. For the month. Closing above previous highs. Needs to do a little bit more pushing, but we are above 34 on a monthly basis. 2 more days of trading. Let's see if we can get above resistance. Monthly chart, bullish retracement right there. Let's get above previous highs. 1850 is the mark. Oh, let's get above 1850 at all costs, which is previous lows. Imagine that. Pretty nice break. Let's crack the whip. See how tight it gets in here? See where it crossed above the 8 and 13, came back into support for one little dip. That's the AB bottom. Moved back across, broke previous highs, bam. Pretty nice. I'm looking at a high flying consolidation pennant on a 60-hour chart. And then for the last hour, closing above previous highs. So it's outside the pattern, closing above previous highs. I imagine this is going to keep going from where it sits now. Could open down, could come back into support, no problem. Look how big that breakout was. It could come all the way back into support. Anything could happen. Watch for previous high breaks. One thing on the weekly is we punched above 13. We made a lower high the next week, came all the way back in and closed above. You can see when next week opens, you can see this 8 kind of pull up really hard as this price pulled all the way up. You can see now the 8 is going to have to come across really hard. So look for any support levels coming in. If it wants to retrace some more, it could stay in this pattern for a while. You never know. This whole pattern can just fall off the map. But look for previous high breaks. It looks bullish from here. Looks bullish on the monthly. Little 2-bar pattern forming. Let's see if we can close above previous highs. Two more days left. 2 more days for this little 1-2 punch to come in as well on copper. Waiting. See what's going on. Looks like a whole bunch of rejections. Look for price to come into support and try again, gather its legs. But also, just watch it break above previous highs. I mean, it's trying a lot. Let me see that 1-2 punch coming in on the monthly. Bitcoin, real quick. Looks like it came down into support, bounced. We're not above previous highs yet. It's bouncing off that 8 still, holding on to support. And here is the reversal bar we need to take out. So far, right now, it's closing above on daily chart. Came down, came up, came back in. Now watch for previous high breaks. You got previous high right here. Right where price is, basically. A little push can send this thing back up. I would say next resistance 977. After that, it's 1025. Breaking previous highs. Take out 50% of this, create a red candle. Could happen in a jiffy. Crude. Crude on a daily is having a hard time. I'm not sure if this thing's going to keep going or just fall over. You can see how momentum is dying. As the 8 is crossed, it now is thinking about crossing the 34 on the downside. You have to keep a watch. Still following the trend line up. It's hanging on to support on the weekly by a thread still. And monthly, you got a reverse head and shoulders forming. See what happens. TNX. Monthly's looking like it's putting in a reversal bar. Looks like it got rejected on the weekly. See, it busted out, came across, came back into resistance and got rejected. Got a little spinning top going. Look for previous low breaks as it's put in a lower high. This top pattern has a bearish connotation. Look for previous low breaks. Nikkei, nice. This thing's amazing. Whole bunch of head fakes going on. Look for previous high breaks as that's a nice bullish move right across the 8. Nice hammer confirmed on the upside. Nice hammer. Could do it without the little tiny wick, but nothing's always perfect. Look for previous high breaks as that came back in. It's slingshotting. Right across previous highs. Let's see what happens. For the month, it's putting in a double top. So let's be sure to get over previous highs for the monthly close. If not, it could be just rejected. Cliffs, let's go for weekly closes. Still hanging above previous highs. Still in a little pattern. Looks bearish as the trend is down. This will have to bounce and break previous highs to get outside of that little trend line coming down. Price is in a pinch. Weekly, looks like a little bust above and came back in. GDX. You can see the 8 coming across now. I wonder if price is going to come back down into support as the 8 is crossing over the 13 on this chart. What I'd like to see though is it coming across here and then make a right shoulder as the left shoulder is in. Monthly bullish retracements confirmed. So far, we got 2 more days of trading. Nice bounce right off the 34 monthly chart. Nice, nice, nice. It's beautiful. Breaking previous highs on GDXJ on a monthly. Weekly, looks like it came back down into support. Bounced a little bit. Could have done a little bit better. Closing above previous highs could get this thing going. Nugget. Same as GDX. Looks like this thing might have to come back into support as the 8 is coming across. But as always, this has been pulled back really hard, this whole downturn. Look for previous high breaks into previous lows, coming across that balance point, making a right shoulder. Let's see. JNUG. Weekly chart held the line. That's a pretty nice. Let's see how quick this right shoulder is going to come in. It came back down into support as always. Look for previous low breaks as it can come back all the way back into support. But it's nicely holding the line and also breaking in the previous highs can get this thing going all the way into resistance. Breaking previous highs can put us into another price range. Monthly. Closing above previous highs so far. Look at that J curve coming in on the hourly. Pop. Look for previous high breaks. Flat top breaks coming in. Gotta cover that gap. It's already been covered once, but doesn't hurt to fill the gap twice. Let's see. Let's keep on the weekly. Actually, the weekly chart on this, I'm not convinced that those are right. So let's keep it to the daily on this one. Looks like a high level consolidation. Broke, gap, doesn't want to fill the gap. High level consolidation, maybe a gap and run. It's got to take out that reversal bar. You get support at 55, 5.5 cents. Pretty volatile. UBQU. This thing broke out, came all the way up to 4, and came all the way back into previous breaks. Pretty nice show. And I wanted to show everybody. Here's the balance point. Came up again, crossed and closed all the way back in on a weekly close. That is a beautiful inverted hammer. Look at how price got squeezed down here. The 8 crosses, the price gets in squeeze and popped. Well, 34 was way up here. Now we have all of the averages just stuck right in one spot, popped already once, came all the way back into support for a weekly close. This looked like price on this is really wound up pretty tight. As we got a pop, and then nice U coming in. Now the 8, 34, and 13 all ready to break. I like that. URA, weekly, closing above previous highs. Looks like a little trouble coming into support. Support's got a hold on the daily. URA came all the way into resistance and backed off just a tiny bit. So URA is at resistance. Nice run for the month. I would say that it's likely to come back into support somewhere. But you never know. I got support at 17 and 16. If that doesn't hold, it'll come all the way back down. But pretty nice move on URA for the month. Looks like URRE had a bit of trouble. I was hoping to break across, and it looks like it got rejected, came back into support, made a higher low right there. So it came across at 13 and bounced, making a higher low. For the week, you can See the pop, and now that's maybe a stair step back into support. So far so good. 2 has been holding. But after a run like that, it usually needs to come back down into support to gather its legs again. Let a pattern form. Let that 8 come across. Use your 8 as your support. Looks like a slow and easy way to get back into support. Otherwise, if it doesn't break previous lows, it'll just maybe go sideways until the 8 comes up and meets it, gains support through time, and then bust out. Be pretty nice. Definitely bullish. Just needs to have its retracement for the time being. For the month, look at that nice candle. See if the next couple days this thing will come down just a little bit, making a nice inverted hammer for a monthly close. That would be pretty sweet. UAC is coming across the 34 on a monthly. Pretty healthy. Daily looks like it wants to come back into support as we're at the double top. Hitting support. Pretty nice pop there, but stair step back into support. Let's see if it'll churn here. Daily's got a double top working. Little whipsaw across the previous highs. Got a bearish harami there for a weekly. So far not confirmed. Well, I guess it's not a perfect bearish harami though. We'll see. Lots of talk about uranium stocks lately. NAK looks like a little rejection at 3. See if 3 will hold. Very nice monthly run. Breaking into previous lows. Got a little rejection going on. Let's see where it closes at the end of the month and we'll make some assessments. All in all, pretty badass J curve. Bam! Weekly closes could be construed as a falling star. Not perfect, but it has that trading action. AG. Let's do weekly closes. Holding the line. Look at that J curve coming in on the weekly. Maybe a couple more weeks. Maybe a previous high break next week. Anything can happen. It's between resistance and support. So price is in a pinch. Let's see if we can get this thing popping. GFI. Looks like a little double top came into support, bounced. Closing above the 13 on a weekly. Little hemp. Again, after those big runs, it came back down, popped. It might need to gather its legs some more. Consolidate. Look for previous high breaks. And that just looks bearish to me, but you never know. I'm thinking cannabis and hemp is going to be the next gold rush, where who said you couldn't grow money on trees? My hemp, I'm just going to erase this one from this list because I can't get any good. I keep referring back to this chart and I can't get anything good out of it. KGC. Looks like a bounce off the 13 on a daily. Looks like a bust out, came back in. Let's see if this will continue coming back in to support. So far closing above previous highs on a monthly. Nice bullish retracement, confirming if we can hold above previous highs for the next couple days. CBBL, silver bulls, a little pink sheet. I really like that monthly chart as it consolidated right into the 8 as the 8 comes up. Watch the 8 and the 13, or the 8 and the 34 cross as price came into the 8, popped, and now it's getting ready to do once over the 34. Nice hammer here. Previous high breaks, take a ride, came back into support, bounced right off that 8. I wish that it held previous highs on the bullish retracement. So it's got some work to do. But look for previous high breaks on this on a weekly chart. As it consolidated, crossed the 8, came back in. Look for previous high breaks. Next week's open. Previous high break in and around 14, I guess. Previous high breaks. Stick to the weeklies. Look at that J curve coming in on that weekly. Nice inverted hammer over support. Nice hammer coming across. Price is in a pinch. This one is VGZ. It was amazing because it didn't do like the rest of them where there's a couple legs down. This one consolidated. Unlike everybody else. I guess not everybody else, but this one's special because it's been trading in this channel ever since everything else has been coming down. Pretty nice chart right there. EXK weekly chart. Looks like left shoulder, right shoulder. Let's look for previous high breaks. IHG, nice pop. Look for previous high breaks. Looks like that 8's coming across. ABX, nice little J curve, weekly curves, weekly J curves. Let's see, GG. This one's a little extended. Looks like it got rejected at resistance. Look for previous low breaks as this could come all the way back into support. But we got support at 15 as well, so it could be short-lived. Could be a sideways action, gather its legs, come across. AUI looks like it crossed, came back in, closing the week above the 13. Nice. NEM, same thing, came across, holding the 13 on a weekly. Crossed, made a nasty reversal bar into resistance, came back into support and bounce. It's got a hold, let's call it 380. A nice left shoulder, nice head, nice pop into resistance, came back into support, gathering its legs. Look for previous high breaks. Buy into support. Beauty about buying in support. If it doesn't work right away. Closing below averages, closing below support lines, then you know you've made a mistake and you're out. Buying into support. You can also buy previous high breaks, but as that comes back into throwback mode, bullish retracement mode, consolidation mode, you buy into support. Watch the break, come back into support. Usually the quick breaks, put your order in, let it come back and grab you. Same. Weekly, looks like it closed above the 34 on this one. Could always come back into lines of support. We do need a right shoulder on this. It could be a high level consolidation right shoulder. Break the line. You can see the left shoulder, right shoulder. Left, right. Consolidating right over the 34. Pretty nice. BTG coming across that line. BTG looks healthy. Look at the trend line on the weekly chart on BTG. 34 is pointing up at an angle. Weekly closes. Good, closing above 34. Goro closing above the 34. Couple more days for the month to end. Look for previous high breaks. This one came back into support. Good tri-tips. Let's see if it'll hold support. We got support double bottom at 685, right where the 8 and 13 are. AXU broke, came back into support, held at 34. Pretty nice. IPI again. This is potash. Broke out, came back into support. Now we got a weekly reversal. Closing above previous highs. That is confirmed. For bullish encompassing pattern. As far as bonds go, everyone's like bonds this, bonds that. TradeView doesn't give me much to look at. I got a cross on long-term government bond, ETF, Vanguard. I got a cross over the 8, came back into support. Look for previous low breaks. But that looks pretty healthy for a bottom coming in. Look for previous high breaks to confirm the bottom pattern. LGIT, same thing. Looks like a minor left, head, right shoulder forming. Look for previous high breaks. As the 8 crossed and came back into support. BGSH, whole bunch of bonds, long term, short term. Same thing, came across, held support. As far as the monthly goes, look for previous low breaks on all of these. Looks like it's breaking down. But a little bounce though. Look for previous low breaks. I'm just not getting a lot of data for these. I even went to investing.com. They changed up their whole format. Looks like they're copying TradingView format on their interactive charts, and it looks like I lost my chart settings for the interactive charts. So I went over there to look at it, but it's going to take me too long to set stuff up. So just look on the monthly charts, long-term charts, and look for previous low breaks. If this is going to break down like everyone says it's gonna, there's a reversal bar on a monthly. Could easily break down. You can see the cross below the 34 and then retrace back in and closed a reversal bar. It could be an inverted hammer as it's over support, but look for previous low breaks as that falling star can be confirmed on the downside. And this whole consolidation pattern can be confirmed as a bearish retracement. But all in all, that's all I got for the week. Watch for gold and silver breaking previous highs. That's all I can say. It's good to be in miners. I'll see you guys. Thanks for all the donations, by the way. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, go to my channel, top of the page for a PayPal button, and I will thank you. It's the greatest compliment ever. Appreciate it, everyone. See ya.